Hi, welcome to another edition of Only in Illinois, your weekly video recap from Reboot Illinois. I'm Madeleine Doubek. Matt Dietrich is out this week. And this week, the Illinois General Assembly convened for a few hours on one day, ostensibly to talk about property tax freeze legislation, one of the items that Bruce Rauner has asked for. And while the Democrats in the supermajority in both the Illinois Senate and the Illinois House did take up the issue and debate it, no legislation passed because much of it in part lacked the key components that the governor wanted within that property tax freeze. One of the items he's looking for is something in the way of a freeze or a lifting of the prevailing wage rates that have to be paid to unions when they do work with government. So that went nowhere, but it provided everyone with a chance to make some speeches. And both the governor and the Speaker of the House, Michael Madigan, took the opportunity to convene reporters and to very much intensify and ratchet up the rhetoric that they're using as they continue this battle over the state budget and the changes that the governor wants to make before he will agree to increasing any revenues. If you were to study the rhetoric, I think you'd see definite examples of some loaded language. The governor took to the microphones this week and talked about the conflicts of interest that Speaker Madigan and Senate President John Cullerton have in dealing with state government. At the same time, they are both partners in law firms that handle property tax appeals for clients, and he likened them to former convicted Governor Rod Blagojevich. They have likewise done the same. They used words like extreme and talked about sending people to ERs and putting them on welfare rolls. So here are some examples of the exact rhetoric that I just described.
And the sad fact is, when you look at the leadership in the General Assembly, Speaker Madigan, President Cullerton, and many members in the General Assembly that they control, they make money in their side businesses through high property taxes. They have a fundamental conflict of interest with the taxpayers, with homeowners, small business owners in the state. We've got to recognize that conflict of interest, and we've got to talk candidly and fundamentally about the challenges that are in front of us.
To the extent that the governor is advancing and advocating non-budget issues, I feel that both Democrats and Republicans in the legislature will view these issues as reducing the wage levels of workers in the state and reducing the standard of living of people in the state, and they will force injured workers onto welfare and to the emergency room.
And when Speaker Madigan and President Cullerton say they're for the middle class, it's baloney. Property taxes are the #1 tax crushing the middle class in Illinois. They are protecting the political class. That's the battle that's going on here. It's the middle class versus the political class.
So you get some idea there of the intensifying power struggle between these two men. Meanwhile, the state comptroller, who was appointed by Governor Bruce Rauner after Judy Bar-Topinka died, the new comptroller appointed by Rauner is Leslie Munger, and she also spoke with reporters this week to talk about the situation at hand, the possibility of a looming government shutdown, and the fact that she will not be able to pay some people because she won't have the legal authority if there is not an agreement in place by the end of this month. Some key dates: the first state paychecks would be going out on July 15th. They will if there's a budget deal. They won't if there's not. So that's the state of affairs in Illinois for this week. If you haven't weighed in yet, please take the time to do so. You can use our sound off tool on our website at rebootillinois.com. You'll find a tab for it in the top right. Use that to tell Governor Rauner, Speaker Madigan, Senate President Cullerton, Senate Minority Leader Christine Radonio, House Minority Leader Jim Durkin, and your individual state rep and state senator all at once how you want this budget stalemate to be resolved. You can click inside the Dear Official email box and revise the message that we've created for you. If you don't agree with us or you want to send a different message, please do so. Just do act. That's it for this week's edition of Only in Illinois. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next edition.